Okay, we're gonna try to record this again. The damn leaf blower was outside doing the most. Okay. Um, so, if you listen to the last video, you know that my doggy, she was having a hard time with her paw and everything. We went to the animal hospital, into the emergency room. And, I'm like, it's fine. She's having a rough time. She's been going through it. I'd rather be safe than sorry. And, we have insurance. So I'm like, the insurance covers 80 or 90%, the cost. After, plot twist, the $250 deductible, which is not too bad. So, okay, whatever, right? Apparently, they don't cover exam fees. So the exam was $272. I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's not that bad. I'm like, insurance covers 80%. This is before I remember the deductible. So all in all, the total, because they had to, like I said, they had to like sedate her and like do a clip and clean and all that, and meds. And the total was only like $5 something. Right? So I filed my claim with the insurance company, and then they get back like, your claim has been approved. And then in an email, they were like, but girl, we don't cover exam fees. So, like, we don't know what you're going to do about that $272, but the rest of it is covered at 80%. After we cover at 80%, the total comes out to about $232 worth of coverage, which means that your deductible remaining is only $18. So, in other words, I had to pay for the whole thing out of pocket, okay? I'm happy that she's safe. I'm happy that, it wasn't so much, like, care that was needed, that we had to go past the deductible. Like, I guess it's a good thing. But it's annoying that they did not cover the exam fees. Especially because I had an appointment with the regular vet the next day, like at 9 a.m. But I was like, why wait till 9 a.m. if I can go right now at 9 p.m.? So now I know why, but no regrets. So anyway, my turn, right? I wasn't feeling well. So I was having chest pain since like last Monday for sure, July 3rd. And today is like Monday, July 10th. So like it had been a whole week. And but I couldn't I'm a reflux girly, right? I have acid reflux, okay? I always just have like gastro issues. It's just, that's my business. It is what it is. So I just assumed, because Saturday night we went out and drank probably a little bit too much. Sunday we drank all day. Definitely too much. So I just assumed, like, Monday was like, okay, you know what? Like, you drank a lot. You probably ate a lot. This is your consequence. Here's, your reflux, right? So Monday I let it slide. Tuesday I'm like, this is not great. Feel like I'm, having a heart attack. But whatever. Again, I was more focused on the dog, and I couldn't leave her because she was like down bad. And I know they say to like, put on your mask before you put on anybody else's, but I couldn't do it. So when Tuesday comes around, it's still, and like the pain is very intense. Like, sometimes people say it feels like there's an elephant sitting on their chest. For me, it felt like there's an elephant inside my chest trying to like break out. Okay. And like I've had reflux for, since like high school, so it's been a while. It's been, over 10 years. Ooh. So I'm like, and I've never had pain like this intense and this like long lasting. Okay. So finally we get to Sunday. Dog's doing a lot better. I took her cone off. She's like back to her old self, acting a mess. So I'm like, okay. But I'm still in like intense pain. So I'm like, okay, today's the day. Like, let me go to urgent care. So I'm looking up, like, should I go to like urgent care or the ER for, chest pain? And then I called my mommy. I was like, hey, let's say, someone's been having chest pain for a week. Should they go to the ER or urgent care? And she was like, oh Lord. But she said ER because the same thing I was thinking, like, a lot of times you go to urgent care, like, okay, well, if you don't get better in 10 minutes, just go ahead and head over to the emergency room. So I'm like, I might as well just go to the ER. They have all the equipment there. I can get everything done. So yesterday, Sunday, I went to the ER at like 7. It was 7. I got there like at 7:12 is when I checked in, I think, p.m. So I go, I've been there before. So I go in, that's my first time at the rodeo. I go check in, I'm like, hey girls, yeah, I'm having this really bad chest pain. It's been a week. And so the first thing they do, like before I even sit down, it's like they take me to like run my vitals, and then they do an EKG or an ECG. Which one? I want to say an EKG, but I also feel like I have the papers right here. So let's see what the girl did. It's an ECG 12 lead, okay. And it wasn't giving heart attacks, so they sent me back to finish the vitals, and then I sat in the waiting room for about an hour and a half, which like, okay, I get, I'm not like old and my limbs are still attached, so like they're like, you lasted a week, you'll be okay, which was fine. The issue is my phone was like on 16%, okay, and I was so upset about it because, spoiler alert, I was there until like midnight, and I got there at 7, okay, so I had like 15% of battery to like ration. So I'm like, I wish I would have charged my phone earlier, or I would have brought a portable charger, because I had nothing to freaking do. So I'm in the waiting room, I'm chilling. I'm using my phone intermittently because I don't want to drain the battery too much. Finally, after like no, it's like 2 hours, no, it was an hour. At like 8:15, they take me back to a room. And I'm sitting in that room by myself for a good 30 minutes, again, trying to use, by that point my phone's on like 5%, so I'm trying to like very sparingly use my phone. They take me to like the exam room, and I'm sitting there for at least 30 minutes. The doctor finally comes in, we do vitals and everything, not vitals because we already did that, but she like checks my breathing, does like does all the, usual doctorly stuff. And then she orders blood work and a chest and abdomen x-ray. So after she leaves, about 15 minutes later, someone comes in to draw the blood. And something about me is if I don't like lay down when I get my blood drawn, I will indeed pass out. So like in the room, like the chair that I was in didn't recline back all the way, but it reclined back some. So I was like, listen, here's the tea. Like, okay, like, do you think this chair is good? I was like, yeah, this should be fine. So I laid there. She, it wasn't like the nice little, needle. It was like a big mama. Like they put that shit in. It hurt, but it was fine. And so she did they drew the blood. What was I saying? What was this? Yeah, she drew the blood, and I was starting to feel woozy. So I was like, okay, like, I let her know about what it is. And then she put she pushed it a little further and like transformed it into like an IV. She was like, that way, in case we have to take more blood, we don't have to, poke you again. But like for me to have that needle sitting in my arm was like almost worse. So I just had to like lay there with this needle sitting in my arm. Because again, she probably came at like 8:45ish to draw the blood. And like I said, I didn't leave till nearly midnight. So after she draws the blood, I sit there for like about an hour. My phone dies like pretty much right after so she draws the blood, and like 10-15 minutes later, I'm already starting to get results on my phone, on my chart. Like, okay, that was quick. And then as I'm checking it, it dies. So I'm sitting in the exam room for a good like 45 minutes before I see anybody else. And then the guy comes in to do the chest x-ray, which I thought was cool because they just did it in like, it was a little portable machine, and they did it in the, like while I was sitting down in the exam room. So, radiation all through the bitch, but it's fine. So they do the chest x-ray and the abdomen x-ray, and then it's about another 30 minutes. Actually, the beauty of it is a lot of the stuff is here on this paperwork. So then my sister, the doctor, she comes back probably at like, so mind you, I saw her I get to the hospital 7:15. I get in the exam room about 8:15. I get my blood drawn around 9:15. Okay, I get the x-ray about 10:15. Probably about like 10, and mind you, my phone died at like, 9 something. So probably like 10:30-ish, maybe. The doctor comes in, she's like, everything looks good. She's like, oh, it's not like a heart attack. Your pancreas looks fine. She's like, so I do agree with you, probably is, gastro-related. So she was like, we could do a GI cocktail. I was like, ooh, I like a cocktail. Let's do that. So at 11:26, they bring me this, I'm looking at the paperwork. They bring me this GI cocktail, basically like an antacid and lidocaine and something else. And then they come back. So first she like orders it, right? Probably like around 10:50, 11. I'm sitting there a good 20 minutes. Nothing's happening. Nobody has come to see. So she comes back at like 11:20. It's like, hey, have you gotten the GI cocktail yet? I was like, no. And so she's like, okay, sorry about that. Give me a second. So then they come back like 5 minutes. They give it to me. I take it. I sit there for like 10, 15 minutes. She's like, feeling better? I was like, no. I was like, no, not really. Like I feel things like, moving, but it's, it still hurts. She's like, okay. She's like, well, we have a couple of options that we can give you. I forgot what it was, but it was it was like a painkiller. Not like something extreme, like it was like ibuprofen or something, or Motrin, but it was drip intravenous. Not the helicopter. And just enjoy the vibration sounds, I guess. So she was like, we'll do it via IV so it won't upset your stomach. And so I'm like, okay, homegirl with the IV had a point, because guess what? They didn't have to, redo the whole thing because she already did an IV. So I said, you know what? She ate that up. It was worth sitting here with this needle in my arm for 3 damn hours. Although I don't like IV stuff. It grosses me out. So she did like a saline rinse, and then she put in the medicine, and then another saline rinse, and then it started to hurt quite bad. I was like, that hurt. And she's like, oh yeah. She's like, it's one of those shots where when they give it to you, like it makes your arm hurt. She was like, so probably, she's like, so it stings when you get it, intravenous. Like, okay. So I'm like, and then she finally takes the needle out of my arm. I'm like, oh, relief. It hurts, but I'm like, I'm glad this needle's out of my damn arm because I hate it. So then the doctor comes back, probably like 5-10 minutes. And she was like, yeah, so sorry girl. She was like, follow up with the gastroenterologist. And she was like, and we'll send some scripts over to this pharmacy. So they gave me omeprazole, which I've taken before in the past, and something else. I think it's a medication for like ulcers and gastritis. It's sucralfate, something like that. So, and then in the paperwork, it like talks about gastritis and ulcers, which she like had not mentioned to me once, but it's like in the paperwork, it's like the diagnosis. So I'm like, and so she basically was like, no alcohol, no caffeine, no spicy food, no tomato-based stuff. I'm like, okay, whatever it takes at this point. If I gotta eat, crackers for a week, I'm actually not doing that. But if but I can give up the things you name. So they discharged me, and I went home back in pain. I took some more antacids just to pretend it was going to help. I took a CBD chew, and then I took some real medicine. Okay, I took some lettuce that devil. Took my doggy on a walk, and on our walk we took the medicine, and I inhaled the medicine as we walked. And I came home, I felt a little bit better. Then I put a heating pad on my chest as I waited for my Uber Eats to arrive at 2:05 a.m. Because again, I was at the waiting room and the ER from 7:15 to about 12. Okay, so 5 hours. So like, tell me, But my thing is, I'm always like, better safe than sorry. Because last time I went to the ER, actually, it was, something actually was wrong. And this time too, something was wrong, and I still got a diagnosis. I'm glad I went, because if I would have went to urgent care, the wait might have been shorter, but I don't know if they would have done the same testing or if they would just sent me here anyway. And it was nice because they have like the whole, all the tests that I need, and it's the same like company, I guess you could say, as my doctor's office. Like they're all like, it's the same, like it's not Kaiser, but like, it's like if I had a doctor at Kaiser and then I went to like a Kaiser hospital, it's the same thing, right? So like everything is like linked, and they like notify my actual primary care doctor. This helicopter, like I cannot record a fucking video between the leaf blowers and the helicopters. I'm about to get mad again. Hold on. So this helicopter is not going away, so I'm gonna have to go away. I'm very annoyed. I'm very over it. Because like instead of like, why are helicopters? First of all, this is the suburbs. Okay, why are we having construction and helicopters and leaf blowers going off? I know that doesn't even make sense because there's no correlation, but still, like, shut up. And why are we spending all this money and time trying to get to Mars when helicopters are still this loud in 2023? There's no way a helicopter should be that loud in the year of 2023. I know there's some technology, some quiet zoom, something to make it quieter. I don't need to be disturbed because you're hovering over here. Okay? And if somebody's committing a crime at this time of day, I'm upset because I'm trying to record a video. So I'm going to have to wrap this up because I can't get any peace. Okay? I'm a man who's fresh from the ER. Long story short, I don't even know where I left off. So it's all the same thing. They tell my doctor, talked to my doctor this morning. I said, hey girl, I need a referral for this gastro person. Can I get that? And then they call me later, like a whole different person, like following up. I'm like, hey, so we saw you went to the ER yesterday. How's everything? Which was nice. But I'm like, oh, girlie, I called y'all today, but it's fine. So now I'm just waiting on my prescriptions to be ready so I can go pick them up. And so, yeah, with it, because I'm in so much pain, like my appetite's been really weird. It's like I haven't eaten yet, and it's like 12:30 p.m. And I don't want to eat until I get the meds because I feel like it's just going to make things worse. So yeah, on that note, I'm going to go before I lose it. Thank you for listening. Really quickly, if you made it this far, which I'm very surprised if you did, and I meant to put this in the beginning of the video, but maybe I'll put it here and then I'll like make it a short. So when I listen to ASMR videos, especially like if I'm like, really just anytime, I like to be in people's business, okay? Like, I like to just hear what's going on in people's lives, like, just talk so I can be nosy, right? So I have an idea. I was thinking, I'm like, I kind of want to do, nobody steal this, but like an ASMR, like, podcast, right? Pero, in the meantime, I want to do, like, ASMR, like, advice column, like, listener letters, like send me what's going on in your life and I'll give you some advice. So I think I'm going to start in like an email address, probably the email address I have now, honestly, so you can email me at, no, I'll start a new email address. No, you can email me at asmrafar@gmail.com if you want some advice, and I am going to give you advice to your question, ASMR style, okay? No matter what it could be about school, relationships, life, health, TV shows, whatever, okay? My opinion on housewives, it could be whatever. If you have a question for me or you need advice, you can email me at asmrafar@gmail.com and I will answer it in a timely manner in an ASMR video, okay? I might let them stack up a little bit first and then answer them like, when I get maybe 3 or so, but yeah. Or if that's much work, you can literally just leave a comment under this video, or any video, I guess. And I can answer from there as well, okay? It is so loud outside, oh my god. well, I guess on that note, it's time for me to go. Thanks for helping me with, if you watched the other video, thanks for helping me with my Spanish homework. And I'm also going to do the same thing for my astronomy homework, which I think is cool because it's very interesting if you're interested in it, but it's also very boring if you're not interested in it. So it either could help you fall asleep and or be entertaining. And it helps me get the work done, okay? So